Welcome back if you just joined us. This is The Press. We're reaching you live from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now we'll go straight to the stories that we read out to you, and let's see how we can spend the next 20 or 30 minutes to analyze these stories. My guest on the show today is Richard Oriri, who is a politician. Great to have you on the show today again.
Annabel, good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, so viewers, our phone lines are open. You can call in to make your contributions or ask your question, but please leave your questions at just 1 minute to every caller. Remember to turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear ourselves. Let's start from the Vanguard newspaper. In fact, all the nation's newspaper have almost the same headline. But the Vanguard says NSA launches global manhunt as Binance official flees custody. And the writer to that story says, seeks support of international community and Nigerians. Says he escaped from lawful custody. Arrest security personnel. How Anjawala beats security. But then Binance is saying that we want safety of our officers and resolution of the issues. But then there's a particular headline I read. I can't remember which one. I think it was one of the last papers I read. It should be on New Telegraph. Or maybe I'll find it later. It was actually talking about the discrepancy that surrounds the escape of the Binance executive, and then some of the ex DSS officials were saying that it's not supposed to be in the hands of the NSA or the DSS even. They're supposed to send them straight to EFCC. And then some other persons were saying that it was a connivance between some of the security officials, especially those that had him in their custody at the time. And when I was reading the headline, I just remembered it was just a very wide thought I had. How we watch these movies where when someone is being arrested and then before you know it, they connive with security officials and the security officials there, and then they are let loose. And now we're hearing that he escaped with fake passport. Let's get your thoughts on all of this. Do you actually think that there's a connivance with those who held him hostage, or probably he just fled on his own?
Good morning, Annabel. Good morning, Nigerians. The escape of that Binance executive is a very big slap on our face as a nation, and that is not good for our image at all internationally. You know, the whole world, they are watching Nigeria. And before now, when we were growing, we were classified. I grew up to meet Nigeria as the giant of Africa in terms of both economy and military capability. But today that we are now, Nigeria has lost all that glory, especially within the African sub-region. Nobody in the external, in our international political arena, no other country outside Nigeria regards Nigeria to be anything again today. What is happening to our internal security is so bad that we are not even look at the security architecture of the country. If you look at the external global political arena today, you will see how America, China, not even Germany, not even France anymore. America, China, France, they are struggling of who take charge of their region. If you go to the Asian region, now China is trying to form the hegemony of that region. And if you go to the West, America has already placed themselves as the father and the leader, strong hegemony in that region. But if you come to African region, we are not even. Nigeria is supposed to be the father of the African region, but they are not even seeing us that we even have that focus at all. What is happening between Russia, China and India today? China and India, they are forming strong alliance, and that alliance is not for anything, no, it's for their national interest. Because
not even just China and India, because
China and India,
the BRICS rubble.
Yes,
that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and some other countries.
This Asian zone. Now, China is seen to be. China is growing to be leader. India is watching China from a distance, and America is not happy that China is rising to be the hegemon, to form a strong hegemon in the Asian sub-region. They have succeeded in disintegrating the Soviet Union from 1991. The US, that is the NATO group, they have succeeded in disintegrating the Soviet Union. Now there is nothing like Soviet Union, and they don't want any other region that they will see one country coming out to be the leader. In Nigeria, what is happening could be internal problem, but our leaders, they are not even seeing it. Go to Niger, see Niger here. Russia, they are already taking over our backyard here. All our territorial zone, there are just about 5 or 6 countries that we have boundary with. But Nigeria is not forming any alliance with any of these countries. We are not even friends with any of these countries within our zone here. We are not friends. And that has really opened up our territorial borders so porous that even anybody can come from any of these countries to our country and do anything and go. How can someone be arrested in Nigeria here and your security personnel, they took him to their cell, and before you know it, he's nowhere to be found in Nigeria. He is even outside the country. What has happened to our territorial borders? What is wrong? Okay, does it mean anybody can just go out of Nigeria and come into Nigeria without even immigration checking their documents? Is it done anywhere in the world? That is to tell you that the insecurity we are seeing internally here. Today you see hostage taken in Kaduna. Another day you see military personnel being killed in Delta. Before you know it, it will spill over to southeast. Another issue. That one is just small security challenges that we are seeing.
Is that small?
It's very small, because once territorial integrity, territorial protection of any country is part of your national interest. But our leaders are not even seeing our territory, the protection, preservation of this country through the territorial borders, to even be one of our priority in terms of national interest at all. So anybody can come to this country and do anything. And the proliferation of small and light weapons that is everywhere in this country now, where are they coming from? There is a very serious question that we have to ask ourselves. So generally, our security system is zero. Our economic system is zero. China is strong today because they have strong economic base. China is strong today because from 1979, China have never fought war. And they are not even looking at anything close now that will make them to fight war anywhere. Since then, they have been accumulating military strength, military capability.
Let's quickly take this call before you go ahead. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear you.
Thank you.
Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. We can still hear ourselves from your TV.
Okay, I'm Ralph.
Ralph is calling us from where?
Thank you, my brother gentleman over there. And thank you, my sister, for all this. The truth of the matter is that our leaders, our so-called leaders, in any radicalization, they have failed this country mostly. So the thing is that let there be punishment for all those people who are. If not, maybe we are adding to another sacratic. What can I call it? Well, when we are running to another thing entirely.
All right.
God bless this country.
Thank you so much, Ralph, for calling. All right, let's move straight to other stories this morning. Still on security or insecurity, like you might want to look at it depending on which side of the fence you stand or sit. And it's about first two different headlines. One is on the Okwama killing, the Okwama Oklobia crisis, in Niger Delta crisis in Okwama and Okloba, which you actually referred to as small. But then you have people who have been killed, you have the military officers who have been killed, and then I remember having a conversation with and one of their ex-militant leader, the president of coalition of ex-agitators in Niger Delta, and he stated that most of their people, because of the fact that military men are already stationed in Okwama community, so most of those villagers, they run into the bush and they've been inside the bush for days. Most of them are even dying there. So Vanguard newspaper here says Okwama killings, let displaced villagers return home. Niger Delta leaders beg Tinubu. But then on the flip side, you already have these military leaders who are already there saying that their men who went for peacekeeping were killed. But I remember my guest who actually stated that even him as the mayor of Uboland, he's not aware that the military troops were coming into Okwama for peacekeeping. Now, how do you go into people's communities without letting them know that you are coming for peacekeeping or for XYZ, because they were not even aware of it, and then they are looking at it that maybe there was some kind of communication bridge, let me just put it that way. So what are your thoughts in this regard? That's one on the side. Then secondly, we'll go straight to Kaduna State, which you also said that that's small compared to what is happening in other parts. That's with regards to over 136 children that were kidnapped, and then yesterday I was talking to one of our guests, and he said they were not rescued, that they were released. Because during that, if there was a rescue mission, it means that there would have been death, there would have been apprehension of these bandits and all. But then we just hear that they were taken and then they were returned back. What are your thoughts in all of this? And then the federal government says no ransom was paid.
Let's start from Okwama and Delta State. The problem within that community, from my own independent investigation, from what I gathered, I think why the military went there, the military did not just go there. They have the information and they know how sophisticated the young boys within that zone are. Not just today. They have that information. And possibly the invitation of the military to the community because of the crisis that was to emerge was possibly because they saw that even police cannot solve the problem, and for the fact that police cannot do anything, the next line of action was to see that the military take over the place, and military have gone and going there. Why they were killed is still why I am still asking. Why would they go as far as killing and slaughtering Nigerian militaries? And that is not giving us good image at all. Totally, the entire world is not giving us good image. For them to have killed these military men is a very big slap on our face. And everywhere, even America, if one military officer is missing anywhere in the world, the whole army of America, they will go and look for that their colleague. Even the president will not sleep. Just like President Tinubu has given order that they should make sure they bring the perpetrators to book. It's done everywhere. It's an institution. Military is an institution of government. It's a very strong institution in this country. And for the moment our military is weakened, like what has happened now, it has weakened Nigerian military over 30 or 40%. And that shows for what they have done to the military now. outside the world, outside our environment here, they are saying that Nigeria have no military capability. And too many things is telling the external world that Nigeria have no military capability. Look at Niger here. Niger, Russia and US, they are dragging Niger. They have succeeded in pushing out France. Because of what? Because of uranium that is in Niger. They have uranium in large quantity. If Nigeria have military sense of security, military strength, that they want to still accumulate more military power, they will have so much interest in Niger because of the uranium. The countries who have that military sense, that they still need to accumulate military power, like Russia, US, they are the ones who have interest in Niger. They are the ones there. If you see what has happened in Ukraine, America wanted Ukraine to be member of NATO. Why? They have uranium in large quantity. And for the fact that Russia knew that this was their interest, what they did was to capture the zone, the region where that uranium is deposited. Today now, Russia, they are in charge of that particular zone, Ukraine, that uranium is in large quantity. And that has weakened Ukraine because they don't have that military strength again. That is their strength militarily. But Russia have taken over that place. And now Russia is here in Niger, taking over uranium zone in our backyard here. Nigeria have no interest in it. So military capability, we are zero in this country. Economically, we are zero. That's why you see hungry everywhere. Every now and then you see our country trying to borrow money outside. See India of yesterday. They are the one now. But India itself borrowed Nigeria money. I saw something yesterday from DMI where Nigeria is owing India, owing China. We cannot even borrow, no African country that Nigeria can even borrow money to show that we have that economic power. We don't have. We don't have economic power. We don't have military power. Going to Kaduna, they are just matching power with Nigerian security agents and possibly sponsored by the external body to see how strong we are in terms of military. We don't have it. Now, common boys, small boys, when we come to your zone and take over to 100 and something children from school without any security personnel within the state taking notice of what has happened. They will even tell you to pay them 1 billion naira before they will release. And just like you said, they have released, some say there's some report to take it to be released, not rescue. Meaning the people who have taken these children hostage, they are still alive and they are still within the Nigerian environment, and nobody have arrested them. Meaning they can still do that within the Kaduna state. They go to a place like Katsina and still carry out the same activity. Nobody is nobody. They have not arrested any of them. So in fact, it's not telling the world. It's not telling. Our image is so battered. Our image is so battered, and that is to tell you that every one of us, we have to be very conscious in terms of security, and we should be praying. I heard the other day one military general during fast breaking in the evening. He was saying it very open. He said both Muslim and Christian, that thank God this is Ramadan, so clashes with Easter. Both Christian and Muslim, they are fasting together. So that every one of them, every one of us, should pray for God to intervene in Nigerian situation. If God did not come to intervene, I don't think we are safe. Even our leaders, no one of them is safe. Now that other countries of the world, they are trying to do things to protect their country, to protect their citizens. Our leaders here, what they are struggling about is 2027, it's domestic politics. When international politics is going on everywhere. In the early days, when we were growing up, it was Germany, France that were leaders of the strong powers of the world, great powers of this world. But today, they are no longer there. Power is relative. You will be there today, tomorrow you are not there. So, Our leaders have to sit up, and they have to be very, very intelligent and be watchful about the international politics more than the domestic politics. Right. Because international politics is what is bringing us down. Because the moment Nigeria trying to do anything that will make them the leader of Africa, it will raise flag. You see, before Babangida came to take power in Nigeria in 1985, Nigeria was in alliance with Russia. And that was when Russia was to come and develop our steel company in Kogi here. The moment America got to know that Russia was in alliance with Nigeria to revive our steel company in Lokoja here. Once we have steel, that steel start to function today now, our military capability will come up. Do you know what happened? Immediately they got that hint, they have to bring in Babangida. And Babangida came with structural adjustment program, which ended everything about the part between Nigeria and Russia. And that is why you see Ajaokuta still dirty. I heard it the other day when the Senate president was saying that China, they are going to enter agreement with China for Ajaokuta. I laughed. Meaning Nigeria don't even have focus. Our leaders will not have focus. China, that is a core enemy of America, and Nigeria, we are practicing democracy. You understand? Putting the template, the concept of American ideology, policy in place is everywhere. Nigeria is an American ideology that we are practicing here, and you are living America's ideology, picking tent with American enemy China to come and revive Ajaokuta steel. How will it work? I laughed when I heard about it. I laughed. It can't work. Ajaokuta steel will never. They won't let it come up.
All right. So, I still hear some people say that the problems of Nigeria, especially with regards to the FX, started from structural adjustment program. But then I still hear you say that trying to give thumbs up to that structural adjustment program. Are you saying that all the good? That program actually went.
That program killed Ajaokuta steel business with Russia. That structural he put a stop. Babangida put a stop to Ajaokuta steel company.
So was
when
that,
he came on board, and it was basically because of Ajaokuta steel company that America brought Babangida.
So according to you, isn't that where Nigeria challenges started, especially with regards to the forex?
Yeah, I don't have much information about that.
All right, let's move straight to other stories. Still, okay, let's stay on that Kaduna kidnap issue. There you have Sheikh Gumi, who has been arrested, and then our Vanguard says Gumi quiz over comments on kidnapping. But then my question is that I think I saw another place that says he has the right to that. He's not what he did is not actually wrong. But then my question is, why do you always have this particular person coming out when it comes to these matters of kidnapping, especially in Kaduna, and you have to talk about insurgency with bandits or terrorists? Why do you have this particular person in that conversation?
The issue there is that these bandits and hostage takers, not that they don't have relationship with people that you and I eat and drink with. They have relations. Even journalists, they go to interview them. They know them, and they know the person that can protect their interests and can truly negotiate on their behalf, since they can't come out. And the man has seen himself as one, and they have seen, possibly they must have communicated with him, and he offered himself to render that help. He's in order. He has not done anything wrong. Thank God they said because of comment. He will defend the comment. To me, there is no how you will close it, palm that these bandits, they don't have communications with people that we relate with. They have communication. They even go to the same market with you and I. So that he said he will intervene as a middle person between government and the bandits to see how these children are released. Since if you have that capacity and you can do it, fine and good. But if they find him culpable that he's the one funding them and all of that, then the law should take its course. Right. But if he's not found guilty of anything, he should go and they shouldn't do anything to him. The best thing, they have invited him, he should go and defend himself. That's all.
All right, let's quickly move to other stories. If you can help us in the next 2 minutes. CBN direct BDCs to sell dollar at 1,269 Naira. And then we see that the CBN are making so much moves to peg the rate of the Naira. But then, how much do you think this will clash? Is it not the same CBN that came out to say that we should float the Naira? And now they're pegging and then saying that they're giving each BDC $10,000. So what are your thoughts? Do you actually think that this is a step in the right direction? That's one. And then secondly, I see on Nigerian News Direct says Naira appreciation crashes PMS ex depot prices. Even though I didn't see, it was looking like 6 and half a dozen, same difference as that when I bought yesterday.
CBN, to be frank, CBN, the new sheriff there is working very hard and he's doing very, very well. He's doing very well, and by the grace of God, dollar will drastically go down. Dollar will crash more than this again, because
stay crashed.
It will still crash.
It will
it will even still go down below 1,000 Naira.
So if it goes to 1,000,
they are the ones.
It will never go up again.
They are the ones circulating this dollar. They know how to manage it. It's from the management of this dollar and Naira that has brought this price. The difference is down to 1,000. They sold for 1,251 Naira or so. Yes, they sold like that yesterday. And they gave them the margin order that this is how you will sell. Since we have sold like this to you, this is how you will sell. They control the market. Unlike before, where the CBN governor and some other cartel within the CBN. Thank God the current CBN governor have sacked the majority of the directors who were in the business of a dollar and the Naira exchange in Nigeria. They were the ones causing us this serious harm before. But the way and manner is going about it, by the grace of God, things will go well more than this. If you look at what is happening, you see that the government is not sleeping, and the people who are taking charge of this in the different departmental responsibilities, they are equally working in line with the policy agenda of the Mr. President. They are trying their best, and by the grace of God, now you see, price of fuel too has crashed by 10 Naira. Okay. It crashes by 10 Naira.
That's what I was going to ask.
And before you know it, there's something that is coming up. Before you know it, even fuel, filling stations, you will not see vehicles driving to filling stations to buy fuel. There is this compressed natural gas. Maybe Nigeria will soon diversify and then change to the use of natural gas, compressed natural gas, CNG.
Are you hopeful that the downfall drivers, along those people driving those vehicles that are going along, very soon they will leave fuel for CNG?
The moment the major users of fuel changes from fuel consumption to CNG, compressed natural gas use, you will see all these small vehicles, the price of fuel everywhere will crash. Even most people will even leave the business of fuel. They will even join this CNG business of it. Yeah, you understand? And if government vehicles are not making use of fuel, let's say now all vehicles of belonging to government in Nigeria, all the ministries in Nigeria, or even state government, give directive that all their vehicles be converted to CNG, automatically 70% of fuel consumption in Nigeria will crash.
All right. Let's take our last headline for this morning as we move straight to Senegal. One headline says it is 42, another headline says it is 44. But the most important thing is that a youth was elected to become their president. Faye you find them on Vanguard newspaper says Faye, Senegal's opposition candidate wins presidency, and I saw a lot of people screaming both on and off social media saying that Nigerians would be screaming congratulations, they are happy for Senegal, but then they are the ones that are always shouting let the older generation rule them instead of the youth. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, the guy has really tried. He has tried, and he has sent strong message to youth across Africa, and not just across the world, but across Africa, that this is the right way to take. And he has broken through the glass ceiling. And for him to have done this, other youths across African region should take the same path that he has taken. But from his statement, I listened to him when he was making his speech, and almost everything he was saying was about France leaving their country and all of this. And I saw that statement coming from the angle of France, of Russia. You get my point. So he should not channel his foreign policy towards either the Soviet Union side or the West. He should just, first of all, concentrate on his domestic policy on how to give a better life to the citizens of Senegal, because they have been facing serious hardship in the country, a very bad economy, and too many things has happened in the past. And so he has to concentrate his policies on domestic, and if it is going to face foreign policy shouldn't be the way to favor one section of the world and then the other side is his enemy. That will not go down well for him and his people.
So is this you saying hearty congratulations to him?
Yes, I have congratulated him even before now. And I admire him.
All right, Richard Oriri, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having this talk with you.
It's my pleasure.
All right, viewers, that's where we end this segment of the show. We've been chatting with Richard Oriri, who is a politician. We'll go straight to our social media corner to see exactly what trended. And there are so many videos we have, but they will play all of them together. There's one on what I ordered versus what I got. Someone who bought samosa and found jollof rice inside the samosa. And then there's another video of a woman who has been a beggar. She was helped, but then she returned back to the streets to beg. And then there's another video of a military man who was caught with bullets. We'll take all of this and we'll come to end the show.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
You think I no go catch you? See this my way. I paid for house for you for 2 years. I furnished the apartment. Shebi, this your daughter. It's not Titi. Stand up. No run, no. If you run, I go beat grace come off for your head. You know, your mom is still using it to beg, Abi. After I paid for house, paid for 2 years, furnished it, bed, TV, people's money, bought phone for you, still gave you 300,000 to start business. You run come out. If I no, I go beat this woman. I go kill you for here, they mad. People's money.
You give me 300,000.
I go finish this one for here. Oh yeah, man, stand up from there. Man, stand up.
Where you give me 300,000?
And I go catch this man a thief. People money. Stand up. Come on, stand up. Officer, I'm not carry this man come out. You they use this children, they beg, Abi. You think I no go catch you? I lost this woman for hotel, officer. I lost this woman for hotel for 1 week for Utako.
Rent me security room.
Hey, this man is very ungrateful.
Security post.
Very ungrateful. Look at all the things.
Another one. Where lose his bet. Let's see. His incantation don't pass our own. No. I said don't hit him. What the fuck?
I said this man don't take for this business.
I swear this man don't take.
No, camera.
No, he's on camera. Don't worry.
Come back.
Off that camera.
Wait now, wait.
No,
Give me that knife. Give me that knife.
Okay, in two come inside.
Hey, man. Right, Camilo,
Come on your hand.
if I see any soldier for this place, I'll punish you. You are not going anywhere.
Gently,
Oh, yeah, cover that. Camilo,
Lima one gently.
cover them up now. Cover them up.
Be careful with your hand. See this one don't take now.
Don't take now.
This one.
Don't say when they do this.
I see that 400 something in my career.
No, don't worry. Let them just so that you know naked him.
Come on.
This boy.
Now, Cobra. Go and cover everybody.
Come on, your hand.
You might feel like no matter how you do this work, you must enter. 99 days for the team. You go and give Boko Haram this so that they will come and attack us in this camp. Don't worry. God pass you.
When shall you come to
Now him. See, all this one don't take. Look at our
now those no,
this one now, they don't root.
Well, it is what it is. First of all, the video that we saw of what I ordered versus what I got, and then that video of the woman who was begging. The truth is, Richard Oriri, what do you think about this? I wanted to just pass, but then in my mind, I'm like, the truth is, it's not everybody you must help. It's not every beggar you find that you must help. Those people are complaining that they helped a woman who they saw begging, and then he got money from a lot of people and contributed, and then they rented her 2-bedroom flat here in Abuja, and then even gave her 300,000 naira to start a business, even bought her a new phone, but she returned back to the streets to beg. It's just some people should just be left where they are.
That's just it. When I was in the university, I was complaining about social inequality and all of those things. One of my lecturers then said, Richard, if everybody should be equal, who will wash your car? Who will wash your clothes? That God places everybody the way they are. That I should not stress myself saying I must bring everybody to where I am. So that's just it.
So some people, it just
it's
means
destiny.
That they are destined
That's
to be beggars.
It's destiny.
Just don't take them away
destiny.
from the
You
rock.
can't take them out of it.
It's just like the pig. They say no matter how you wash a pig, it will never talk.
No, at all.
And then we saw that video of is he a terrorist now, wearing camouflage with so much bullets. Do you ever think that insecurity will end in Nigeria? Seeing things, because the question is, how did he get so much bullets, and who is he selling or sending it to?
It's the porous. There are borders that are too porous. You know, anywhere there is crisis, those who are in the business of gun running, that's where they come to sell their goods.
All right, so that's where we end this program.